EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Huskies of Melbourne taking on the Wizards of London. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway here in London. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of the guard brings up 2nd and 11.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, Knowles. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Here we go. Here we go. Cooking my team.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And on now is the punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Returnable here from the 38. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
All right, partner, a brand new season. With it comes a sense of unbridled optimism for every team and, of course, every quarterback. It's a blank slate for every passer in this league, and he really couldn't hide his excitement during interviews this week. He thinks this offense is stacked. They've spent the entire offseason making adjustments and trying to find another gear. And as this season begins, they believe they've found it. You watch him warm up, everything is crisp, moving with great speed. This is an offense that can't wait to get to the first series of the new year.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So what a time this is, folks. We always said that if there was an international city ready for an NFL franchise, this was the one. And now that day has arrived, a permanent NFL team here in the capital city of London. And judging by the early numbers, they could not be more proud. Second and 10.
Ready.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Nice job there, forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. On the ground, here's the fourth-round pick from April's draft. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff up the middle. Townsend. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. From the 29, here's the 2nd down and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
70.
Up the middle they go. It's Townsend. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was earning a first down the hard way. You want your quarterback to be a scrapper, but you also want to keep him upright. He paid for that first down by taking a big-time hit.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. The 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 33 and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
2nd and 14. And it's caught. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. 3rd down and 1.
But it's 3rd down.
Fix the Eagles! Fix the Eagles! Ready?
Off the play fake. Knowles. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Out to the flat for Roto. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
They'll set up to throw. He hits Riddick underneath. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Down. 52 points. Hut, hut.
They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Melbourne's offense back out on the field now. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Back. Look at my team.
Now loose football. The ball comes out. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Knowles. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now a handoff up the middle. Townsend. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, Knowles. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play there on the catch and run. 32 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll run on 1st down. Franklin. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Knowles to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Go! Count to 60. Count to 60.
Looking to throw. Knowles. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And for the 2nd time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. And his kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Down. 10 black. Ready.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver. And it's good yardage and a first down to open the drive.
Come on, set, ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Set.
Open man, Kyle Williams. He's got it. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings
Here we
up
go.
3rd and 3.
Yellow, 22.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready.
Here's Riddick. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Well,
they'll run it here on the jet sweep. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
That's another.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Riddick. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here. I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he goes out right around the 39. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now 2nd and 3. Quick throw there is incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Adonai Mitchell. 60 yards. And the Huskies add 6 to their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
A try here for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Okay, break. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. Knowles. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half.
1st down, Huskies.
On the ready.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Back to throw. Knowles. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Go! 60.
Looking to throw. Knowles. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So it was 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throws right side, and that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
37-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Yellow, 43.
He'll look to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And now they'll shift things around.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
2nd and 6. And it's complete to Mitchell.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Melbourne.
So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott? All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
10 black. Set, huh?
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Let's go. Ready.
They go back to Reddick. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go now. Set.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he's got this down to the 35. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Set. 60 red. Set.
Riddick with a carry. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
Come on, set.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Ready, break.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Red.
He'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And this one is right through. And the lead is down to 10 now at 16-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Knowles looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Knowles. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 2nd down and a yard.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Got it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Set. Ready. 50. Ready.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
The 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Let's go. 10 black. Set.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Back to throw here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And that will force a turnover on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 6.
Ready. Cougar 96. Go.
Operating from the gun. Knowles can't get away, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. They'll try and do it. And a loose football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Let's go now. 50. Set.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there, and just...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. 37 yards. And the Wizards are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's got him back within a field goal now it's 16-13. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
They'll take over. First down and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Well, he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Over the middle, complete. It's Mitchell. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Knowles. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards.
Melbourne. First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Back to throw. Knowles. That's taken in by Franklin. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Well, he had success earlier in the drive, keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit too much and not give the defense credit for making adjustments themselves. And that play starts to lose its effectiveness.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Back to 60, back to 60.
Off play action. Knowles. And they're going to get him. They bring him down with sack back at the 16-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Calling a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
Ready.
They're going to look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. Set.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He will have the conversion and more than that. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Ready.
Now they'll run on the draw. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
560.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's another London 1st down.
Let's go.
Goal at the 5-yard line.
Ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Here now, 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Ready.
At the 4-yard line.
He's back to throw. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
To number 28.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Yellow, 22.
He'll look to throw. This is caught. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. The dramatic score to tie it, and now they just need the PAT to get the lead late fourth quarter.
So much for the touchdown maker. It's all about the extra point attempter. And I can't wait to see how this one turns out.
So they're not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. And they have got the lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the touchdown and the ever-critical extra point. So it is a one-point lead here in the final minute of action. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Melbourne ready to go again on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll have a quick first down here as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Mitchell, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now they burn the timeout, and they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see.
Ready? 70,
They'll look to throw. A short throw here to Latu. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here we go. Set. County Lions.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1. And one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your